Hey yo, what is up guys? It's your boy TennyOnScene1, and after trying to make this video a couple times because someone keeps interrupting me. Wow, I can't even speak, man. Can I like add a tune here or something? Um yeah, I'm finally here, and ignore all the times that I've not been here. That totally didn't happen, I'm totally back, definitely. So yeah, today I've been thinking of making some sort of a video where you have a basic moving object to shoot at, right? There's been some people asking, hey, you have guns now. What do you shoot? The air? Well, yeah, of course. That's the point of guns. You shoot in the air, and then I don't know. We don't have gravity-based bullets, so it just disappears, and I don't know. But yeah, so we're gonna make a basic AI, and it's essentially gonna like follow us or follow a certain set of waypoints, and that's pretty much it. And you can shoot it, and it will get shot and die. Get shot at and die? I can't even English, man. Wow. And that's pretty much it. So pretty basic stuff. Maybe I'll work on it and develop it into a proper AI with AI-based states like idle, follow, attack, patrol, all those states. But so far, this is our basic goal. I don't know if that's gonna happen, the future stuff, but if you guys want, I can work on that too. Anyhow, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so getting back into Unity, here, we're back with the same old tutorial, nothing new here. Maybe I should actually move to the newer Unity versions and everything, and try to mess around with things there. But I don't know, if you guys want, we can move to 2019 with the new features. I will not be covering ECS though, because I'm still actually trying to get to it, but I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Anyhow, let's start by creating a very basic capsule, because so far, as I said, this tutorial is going to be very basic, and it's not going to actually cover much of anything. So if you right click anywhere, 3D object, capsule, just for any of the people out there who didn't caught that. And yeah, you just pretty much, I move it outside of floor here. And yeah, this is our capsule. We can go ahead and give it some sort of a material. Let's create a new folder here, materials. Like to manage things, and let's create a new material, call it red or something, and make it blue because I want to annoy people. I'm just kidding. I'm not that much of a villain. Okay, cool. So once we pretty much have that, let's go ahead and go to our scripts here, and let's create a new script, and we are just going to call it AI. So not necessarily something too advanced, just a basic AI, and we can call this, you can just call it basic script called follow AI, or maybe AI controller. Actually, follow AI sounds about right for now. Yeah, follow AI, sure. Okay, for the sake of things, this is actually going to be our visual, and we're going to create an empty game object, and we're pretty much going to place it so it's at a 0 y-axis. So pretty much the pivot needs to be where ground is, and we can just like drag and drop the capsule inside of this pivot, and this object is where we're actually going to add all the scripts, and this is just the visual. So capsule visual, this is just, imagine placing this with your full character, with animations and everything, and this is the object which is going to be the enemy. So we're going to call this AI. Why am I calling this enemy? This is just AI. Well, god, why do I keep saying that? This is not an enemy. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, and we're gonna drag and drop our script follow AI on top of the AI here. Before we actually go into scripting, we're gonna cover something new called the NavMesh agent, which is actually a very basic thing, but Unity has its navigation system pretty much, and it's based off NavMesh. And what it does, so what Unity does is it creates a mesh that overlays all the objects. You can mark them. If you click an object, you can see there's a checkbox right here which says static. If you click on this arrow right here, it says, where is it? Navigation static. So if you check any object as navigation static, like all the objects that you want the AI to sort of see and understand in the scene, you can pretty much check all these as navigation static. You can go to window, navigation, and bake. So and you can click on the bake button. And what that will do is Unity will sort of generate this mesh everywhere on the objects, and it would pretty much essentially tell the AI where it can walk and where it cannot walk, and how it has to move around in the map, the things it has to go around and all that stuff. So to do that simply, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on all of these. I can just click on the level object. I can click on this arrow here, and I can click on navigation static. And yes, change children, so it's going to change all of the children objects as well. You can see all of them have the navigation static now. And then we can go to our navigation window, which I have, by the way, I have it docked here. You can just drag and drop the window right here to dock it. Go to bake, and with the default settings, I'm just going to click on baking. And you can see it generates this very cool navigational map for us. All the blue areas is where the AI can actually walk. Everything not blue is where it cannot walk. So, yeah. And that's pretty much it. So what do we do now? What we do is we click on our AI object here, and we click on add component, and we add NavMeshAgent. Now, NavMeshAgent is basically what's responsible to actually, this is the thing that navigates. So this is pretty much what drives our AI in terms of moving in 3D space. So it's going to allow it to understand where all these, objects are, where it can walk, the nav mesh itself, and it can pretty much generate a bunch of waypoints for us on the map and move around things, So if you say, hey, follow the player, and the player is on this side, instead of running straight into the wall, it will just generate a bunch of waypoints that go around and then towards the player. So it's pretty much giving it some form of, navigation movement, pathfinding, it's called. So it's finding its path towards the player. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to keep this at default settings for now, and we are going to go into follow AI. So let's start by creating a bunch of variables. In our case, we're going to create one variable, which I'm going to call, this is going to be a serialized private field, and it is going to be called a NavMeshAgent. Oh yeah, before we can actually use this component in scripting, you have to use a library, which is going to be called using Unity Engine.ai. So NavMeshAgent is actually a part of this particular library. And actually, is it really a part of that? Wait, is it not a part of that? No, it is a part of that. Okay, there we go. Now it's white, I guess. I'm not sure. Okay, and we're just gonna call this what do we call it? Agent. Sure, there we go. Actually, that kind of hurts. Let's just keep it public for now, for the sake of ease of use for all the audience out there. And yeah, just public agent, NavMeshAgent. So at the start, let's go ahead and go to agent equals get component, NavMeshAgent. Oh, NavMeshAgent, there we go, and there. So it's going to automatically try to find the agent at the start. If it cannot, if it is null, actually, if agent is null. So if we forget to assign the agent, we're just going to find it automatically in the start. Once we have that, we have a basic agent. So we need another variable, which we're going to call. Wow, I cannot type. My fingers are freezing. Wow. Target. So target is pretty much what the agent is going to attempt and try to follow. So it is going to be target. So pretty much what we're going to do is we need to pretty much make the agent move towards the target. And it is very, very easy. All we have to do is we have to say agent.setDestination target.position. So what we're doing here is we're saying, hey, agent, this is your destination, and the destination, we're passing in the target's current position. Now we are doing this on the update method, so I do want to explain, I do want to say that doing this on the update means if your game is running at 60 frames per second, it is going to try to find a path towards towards the target 60 times a second. So it's going to become very inefficient very quickly if you have multiple agents doing this thing. So what you should probably do is you should probably set the destination when a certain event happens. For example, hey, the player is there. Instead of constantly trying to follow him, maybe try to find a path towards him every couple seconds, or maybe every second, that way will be much better. Also, just to prevent some errors, we're going to say if target is not equals to null. So if the target is not assigned by default. Like if there's no target, sorry, if there is a target, so yeah, there you go. If there's a target, then try to follow. Yeah, why not? You know, that's it. So that's pretty much it. This is all we need for now. Let's go back into Unity here and let us see what we can do. So if you have a NavMesh agent, we can drag and drop it, assign it. We have a target. So target in our case is going to be the first-person shooter, the player. We can place the agent all the way over there, or really anywhere. And we have some parameters here. Let's take a look here. So we have speed. Speed is pretty much how fast the character can move. Angular speed is how fast it can rotate. Acceleration, you know, you guys know this, you know, how quickly it can accelerate, how quickly it can reach its max speed. Stopping distance is pretty much how far away from the target will it stop. So if I set this to like 5 meters, it will stop like 5 meters away from my player. In my case, I'm going to set this to 2 because it's annoying, otherwise it keeps trying to push into you. The speed I'm just going to set to a good old 2 as well. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and try to play this. There we go. You can see the agent is trying to follow us. If I try going here, you can see he goes around the object and pretty much moves towards us, which is actually pretty creepy. You can definitely make some really low budget creepy Slenderman games like this. So if you go to the scene view real quick here, and we go to the agent here, and we go to the navigation window, you can see the agent has a target. This is its target. If I move the agent really far, you can see there's this line here, which is pretty much indicating how it's trying to move towards the player. And if I move it like all the way over there, you can see like how there's this line, the red line just going here, saying, hey, go through this. There's a bunch of waypoints here. Go around it. Once you're around it, keeps going, more waypoints, and finally towards the player. And once we are 2 meters away, we stop. In our case, there's some like acceleration, some other things. You can make it like 5 meters away. So it's not even attempting to move in the 5 meter radius, and as soon as it's 5 meters away, it's gonna like start falling and stop. That doesn't look like 5 meters. Is this 5 meters, man? I don't know. Yeah, this is totally how it works. So yeah, there you have it. That's a pretty basic AI that you have it, and that's working pretty much. The next tutorial I want to make is similar to this, and it's pretty much going to be a continuation of this tutorial, which is going to be adding waypoints. So the AI can pretty much navigate and follow a bunch of waypoints the way you set it, and it can maybe stop at every waypoint for a second or a few seconds, and then move to the next one, and just in a row, just keep on circling, just looping between the waypoints. And then you can interrupt the AI by doing something to it, you know, like have an NPC, for example, have an enemy. And before we finish off this, a simple thing you can do is you can add a health controller to this. You can go ahead, add a health controller, give it a health of like 20 or something, and you can try to shoot it. Wow, that's totally working. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, so one thing, the collider should be on the actual AI instead of the capsule. So let's remove the collider. The collider is what allows us to shoot. So let's remove the collider from the capsule visual, because remember, this is just the visuals. This is where we're going to keep all the important components. And let's add a collider to this, a capsule collider. And we are going to make sure the height is 2. You can see it's in the ground, so let's move it up. 1. So there you go. So 1 meters up. This don't confuse the collider with the NavMeshAgents capsule thingy. That is nothing to do with the actual. Yeah, so there you have it. You know, something you can shoot. You know, things you can shoot, things that move around. There we go. You know, just make a really weird zombie game with this, or whatever you want to do. You know, just make a game where there's a bunch of zombies, and you know, you don't have enough budget to actually pay a 3D modeler or animator to animate them. So just have like a T-posing zombie coming. You know, that's gonna be a great game. I'm sure someone's gonna make that and just assert their dominance on the world. Gonna be perfect. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's been a while. It's been forever since I made a tutorial. At this point, the tutorial's over. You can leave, but if you want to stay for the rant, or if you want to stay for whatever things I'm about to say, then please feel free. Yeah, so pretty much I've been away and I've pretty much had like no motivation, but I do want to teach. I'm actually like, I'm not the best teacher, don't get me wrong. I try to teach, and if you guys don't understand, please let me know. I'm not the most responsible guy, as I think my viewers pretty much know that at this point, that I am not really responsible. I don't know. So, you know, definitely don't count on me. You can definitely make the AI also damage the player, you know, so you can give it a minigun, and pretty much we can reuse the system that we created for the player, but put it on the AI itself, and it should be able to hit us and damage us. So if you guys want to see that, I can definitely do that. We can definitely do that. That would be pretty fun. You know, that'd be pretty cool. So the AI has some sort of hit pattern, whatever you want to go into the complicated stuff. But for the time being, that's all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions, feel free, comment, and definitely watch my video. You know, I definitely need that ad revenue. Not really. I'm not getting anything. Have a good one, guys. And hopefully I shall see you soon, because I do want to create a follow-up video relatively soon. So take care now. Peace out. Bye-bye.